Youth Eco Summit. It is a major environmental education festival held in Sydney Olympic Park for school students, providing an opportunity to celebrate, showcase, and share sustainable, innovative ideas. Yes is a sustainability event that engages and equips students for positive activism that makes a world of difference. Yes is a curriculum-based outdoor learning expo with interactive displays and workshops that provide students with opportunities for structured learning and safe self-discovery. The main partners or sponsors of Yes are NRMA, GWS Giants, Marama Indigenous Youth, Total Environmental Centre, and Catholic Education Diocese of Parramatta. The main organizers of this whole event was Danielle, who was assisted by Liana, who are a pleasure to work with. Yes was awarded with NSW Green Globe Award for Public Sector Sustainability in 2013, as it has had the objectives in inspiring the creative minds of future generations as they strive to find solutions to challenges faced by people and the planet. The goals of Yes is to make the future generations aware that it is our obligation as youth to take care of our home by using our imaginations to come up with the solutions to save our planet. The purpose of this vlog is to critically analyze the importance of community participation in influencing the public health initiatives in creation of health promotion actions for improving the environmental health. Young people are key factors in society for affecting change. It is crucially important that they feel empowered to take action as well as given the know-how and opportunities to do so. This is particularly important at this time as 300 million tons of plastics are produced every year, 50% of which is only for single use, but it stays in the planet for several hundred years, out of which also 8 million tons are dumped into our oceans every year. Yes aims to empower young people with the knowledge, tools they need to influence policymakers to bring about positive change in the world. Yes has had different sponsors and guests who were willing to look after the students who are inclined towards making a positive change towards the environment. The purpose of this placement is to cover the content of the subject by involving students in a real world of how sustainable health organizations work. The purpose would also be to enable students to work with their strengths and weaknesses on their performance whilst they were in the real world. On the first day of the placement, we helped by transferring equipment from the education center over to the venue. We helped to set up the stage and various others on the first day, which can be seen in the clip following this. On the main day, we were asked to usher students from different schools to their seats and students with performance into the changing rooms. We were fortunate enough to watch the first half of the show hosted by 2 Indigenous students giving an insight to their culture and played didgeridoo and involved students into their cultural dance, which made the show much more interesting. Then groups of students from different schools took part in an NRMA Sustainable Challenge and presented their ideas for sustainable transportation in the future, which I personally thought was quite impressive coming from students from secondary school. Then Trash and Show took place, in which students from Northmead performed an act on how takeaway stores produce a lot of waste materials with their packaging. And Nepean School of Performing Arts brought the audience a quality fashion show with using nothing but waste materials they found in the school. Then we helped by providing instructions to students to rotate between workshops of Indigenous culture, which were weaving, dancing, and message sticks. After these workshops, students were moved on to the Mash It Up Challenge, where they created fashion outfits using only waste materials, where we were asked to get reviews from both students and the teachers. So my main strengths on the placement would be my ability to follow instructions. I'm good at carrying out tasks of any intensity when instructed, but my weakness would also be my inability to make social connections with the host, being the shy person that I am. As for the effectiveness of the event, Yes does not have the best website for research, but according to the reviews we got from teachers, all 15 of them who did the survey voted yes for students leaving the event with new ideas around cultural, social, and environmental sustainability. And teachers recommending this event to other teachers was voted as 75%. The result of the survey from students was 3.93 out of 5 on average on how well they enjoyed the event, which I thought was quite effective coming from teenagers. Yes helps in promoting social and environment concept of sustainability. Sustainable communities resources are available to everyone regardless of ethnicity, age, gender, cultural backgrounds, or religion. Yes brings Indigenous Australians with cultural backgrounds to promote sustainable health and pass their ways of conservation of the planet to students, which in turn gets passed on to their generations. A sustainable community sees itself as existing within a physical environment and natural ecosystem and tries to find ways to coexist with the environment. It does its part by avoiding unnecessary degradation of the air, oceans, freshwater, and other natural systems. Yes encourages students to decrease the production of waste that cannot be recycled and reuse these waste materials as much as they can to decrease pollution in the environment and help to sustain it. To help improve the social and economic concept of sustainability, Yes brings together students from various schools as there are benefits in the physical appearance of schools in the community events, as it provides a social focus on the communities. With the growing population, there is unsustainable consumption and production of waste materials. Educating and involving students who are a part of this growing population can make a huge impact on the future of the planet, which is why Yes thinks that it is very important to involve them in these community events. The strengths of this organization are being able to connect different schools together and successfully implementing educating students program. Being able to observe groups of students coming up with innovative ideas and sharing them with their other fellow students was very impressive. But despite these, Yes has some weaknesses as well. They carry out these events every year, so I thought they could have had better technical support throughout the program. They were just screen mirroring their laptops into the projector, which had interruptions between the programs. I also thought that students should have been given more time at each workshop because they would just be warming up to one when they would have to jump into another one straight away. In conclusion, watching these students come up with innovative ideas for sustainable health and environment and also being able to pass it on to other students was impressive. Each and every student who was present at that event must have walked out of there with a sound knowledge on impacts of waste from our daily lives on our health and environment. The day was very fascinating and restored hope that our future generations could actually have a healthy lifestyle and sustained environment, which could have been impossible without this event from Youth Eco Summit, in which the first workshop with NRMA, Trash and Parade, cultural performance from Indigenous students, and 4 presentations from students back to back, I observed that some of the students in the audience were getting bored and tired in between. So breaking up this first workshop could increase the concentration level of the audience and effectiveness of sharing knowledge of the students.